Hello to the side and back. My name is Toki Uzuru, also known as Toki, and in today's video I'm going to be finishing up the tips on bleaching and coloring your hair yourself. Part 3 or 4, depending the aftermath. But before we get into this, it's time for the reveal. Okay, so this is the color my hair is. In camera at least it looks similar to the blue that I'm wearing, but like IRL it's more turquoise / teal, which I'm not completely against. It's not the blue that I wanted, but you know what, we're gonna stick with it until we can change it. However, it has been at least like 2 weeks since I bleached my hair and colored it this color, and my roots are already growing in. They were noticeable when I was parting my hair and I saw where my roots started, and I'm like, really? It has only been 2 weeks. Now I can talk about what I did after I ended the last section of this three-part series. So after I toned it, I allowed my hair to air dry a bit before I decided to part my hair and sit my butt down and watch Criminal Minds while I put the color in my hair. Because how else are you going to spend your time putting in color? This is not one of those things that was time sensitive. In fact, I ended up leaving color in my hair for about a few hours. After the initial coloring, which it has a conditioning treatment, so I didn't feel like I needed to put in a conditioner and or deep conditioner after putting the color in. I rinsed out the color when I went to go take a shower. I don't want to go ahead and say that because I don't want to be that. I don't want to also be part of the group of people that continue to say bad things or continue to use bad things happening to Smurfs as a way to express the amount of blue that was all over the shower. Listen, my hair wasn't just blue, it was my hands, because the color stains, the shower, because I had to rinse it out. My nails are still kind of tinted, but after that I moisturized, sealed in the moisture, and twisted up my hair and left it alone for 2 weeks, which was in practice a good thing for me, but like in theory it was supposed to be a good thing for me, leaving my hair alone after all of that processing, chemically processing. But my scalp wasn't happy about it. I still think it's not happy because I didn't use the right shampoo this time, but nonetheless. And this is my hair after I washed it twice, deep conditioned it, rinsed out that deep conditioner, moisturized my scalp, oiled my scalp, moisturized my hair, seal in the moisture, and twisted it up into twists. Before I started filming, I took out the twists because I had them drying for a few days. My hair takes up to about 24 hours depending on how big the twists are. Fluffed it up, put the flower crown over it, fluffed it up a bit more, and now it is to how it is now. And now on to the actual afterwards tips, the coloring and the maintenance, aka care. What I ended up using for my color was a semi-permanent hair dye. The idea for that was I only wanted it to deposit color. It wasn't supposed to lift. It has a bit of a conditioning treatment in it, so it's supposed to like take care of your hair after having to bleach it or chemically process it that much. But it's not like you can use it as a conditioner. And as I said, I left it in for a few hours. Typically it only tells you about 15 minutes. It also tells you to apply it on dry hair. When you put in the color, use gloves because it stains. I continue to say this throughout the entire series. And of course, after using the hair color, you've rinsed it out, I advise staying away from heat tools for some time. If you can't just stay away from them entirely, either lessen the amount of time that you use it or lessen the heat that you use, because your hair is going to end up being more fragile than it was. So it won't be able to take up to, like, my hair was able to take up to 400, 450 degrees when it comes to heat. And I still use heat protectant, so it might be able to handle that, but I don't want to take any chances. When you do decide to go wash your hair after coloring it, and you haven't had the color sealed into your hair just yet, or at all, then prepare for the color to get everywhere. If you wash your hair in the sink, do not, either just don't wear a shirt in general, which is what I typically do when I go to wash my hair, or don't wear a white shirt that you don't wear a shirt that you don't mind getting stained. Whether that is the shirt that you put on when you go to chemically process your hair because it has already been messed up by whatever chemicals you put in your hair, or a shirt that you can easily just throw into the wash and you don't have to worry about it. And similar to taking care of your hair before you decide to bleach it, you have to keep a balance of protein and moisture in your hair, especially if your hair is what would be classified as curly or afro textured. Curly hair tends to need more moisture. Afro textured hair tends to need more moisture. If the initial chemical processing left your hair feeling dry, then it would be best to use a moisture balance treatment and or deep conditioner. Typically I end up hearing Apogee as the recommended product or product line when it comes to stuff like that. But I haven't used it myself, so I can't completely say whether it would be best or not. But the idea is still similar, if not the same. For me, as usual, I would use a protein treatment as a deep conditioner and a leave-in conditioner that's supposed to moisturize as a moisturizer. This way I still can keep the balance I was talking about and not have to worry too much about it. Second to last thing, when you go to style your hair, you're going to have to be very careful with your hair strands. Your hair strands have now become weaker and need time to strengthen back up with the protein treatments. So when handling your hair, whether wet or dry, be careful. And last but not least, enjoy the color, because you did all of this more than likely you did all of this yourself. Now you can go ahead and figure out what outfit would go best with your hair color now, and possibly change your entire wardrobe to be able to fit that hair color specifically. Now the main reason as to why I decided to go ahead and color my hair what would be classified as a fashion color is mainly because I wanted to feel pretty for myself. The first time I colored my hair blue, I was compared to a mermaid, which actually did boost my self-confidence a bit. It made me like that much more happy about the color. Didn't help that the kids' favorite color was blue. Oh my gosh. And even as I go out into the world, that we know, whenever I go out and I have my hair up too, those are two completely different things. I am more likely to get compliments on my hair just because it's blue and I'm able to say, yeah, I did it myself, and feel even more proud about it. So like all in all, the changing of my hair color is mostly for my own validation. Now that I have all of that out, it is time for me to do the stereotypical YouTuber outro, where I, as a stereotypical YouTuber, would ask you to do the following. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of whenever I post. And you can put any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas for future videos or series of videos into the comment section down below. With all that being said, my name is Toki Uzuru, aka Toki, and this is Toki saying Toki out.